10 in North American cities of the future. In the last election, she won 76% of the vote. But that figure pales in comparison to the number of birthdays that she has had. She's had 90 of them. She is the mayor of Mississauga, a town of 750,000 people in Canada, and has a debt of zero. Mayor Hazel McCallion joins me. Mayor, good to have you here.
That's right.
You've been mayor since 1978 in Mississauga. How much has the city grown since then?
From 260,000 to 750,000.
And you don't owe any money?
No, we don't owe any money, and we have about 400 million in reserves.
In reserve?
Yes.
You're sitting on... Hazel, could you move to the United States and run for president? Do you have a valid birth certificate, or can we get you one?
Oh, I think I have one.
But unfortunately, it's Canadian. We need to get you one of ours.
Not unfortunate, it's Canadian. Very fortunate.
Good move. Touché. Here I sit completely with my head cut off. All right, what's the secret of why is it that you have run a city successfully for 32 years? It's grown, which means you have infrastructure needs that you have to deal with, huge, and yet you've done it without a big debt.
Well, first of all, we were a bedroom community next to Toronto. Everybody went in to work outside of Mississauga and came home at night to sleep. We've reversed that now. We have more people coming in to work in Mississauga. Well, we decided that growth must pay its way. That if you're going to have growth, that residential, commercial, or industrial, that they have to contribute towards the capital cost of providing the necessary service, expansion of the service, etc. So we charge a very high levy per house, per housing unit that's built, and a per square footage levy for industrial commercial, so that we have the money to expand the infrastructure.
Well, now, most models would say that you've got to give away a lot of things to companies and to individuals in order to attract them, to get them in. You're saying you didn't give them, you asked them to pay their own way when they got there.
We don't give them anything. They pay their own way.
But you grew dramatically. You've tripled the size of the city. You have surplus, not debt. And how much did you have to raise taxes during this 32 years?
Well, for about 10 years, we didn't raise the taxes. We were ending up with major surpluses of 18 to 20. I think the highest was 22 million. What we did is put that away in reserves. We didn't lower the taxes. All I've ever promised my people, and my council joins me in that, and the staff, is to give value for tax dollars. I've never promised to reduce taxes, because the cost of a city increases just like the cost of running a house or a company increases.
Hazel, most people would have retired 25, 30 years ago. You're 90, and you're still the mayor. You have no intention of retiring or getting away. What is the secret to your, not just longevity? Longevity is one thing, but I'm talking about your complete command of what you're doing as the chief executive of the city.
Well, yes, but remember, you have to have a council that works with you. We believe, as a council, that you run the city as close to a business as you can. I think business, and I was in the business world for 30 years before I got into politics. And I think there's many ways you can run the city. You find efficiencies. Yes, you don't make a profit, but you've got to make sure that that tax bill that you send out gives the people value for the tax dollar that you collect.
Now, you were a child of the Depression. You grew up, born in 1921, so you remember what happened. How much of an impact did that have on you in the way you think and the way you govern as a mayor?
I think it had a lot of impact on me. I had very few things as a kid. I had very few toys. Today, kids don't know which toy to play with. I wore secondhand clothes. My dad and mother couldn't afford to put me through university, so I have only been at high school education. I just got a university graduate free from the Toronto University.
That's pretty good, Hazel. So you got 76% of the vote in the last election. You weren't even happy with that. You thought it should have been more.
Well, you know, for the last 3 elections, I don't raise any money. I don't put up any signs, and I don't issue any literature.
Wow.
So the 76% vote is, here I am. Judge me on what I've accomplished with my council.
You had 16 opponents in that race?
Yes.
And you ended up with 76% of the vote. Hazel, you know what? Forget everybody else's politics. You are the gold standard of political capacity, but more importantly, of good governance. I've got something for you. I know that this is, you still play hockey, which is amazing, that you get out on the skates and actually go onto the ice. We wanted you to leave New York with a New York Rangers, which I know you probably can't wear in public in Canada, but hey, you know what? If anybody could get away with it, I'm convinced you could do any darn thing you want to.
I will try, but we have a local hockey called the Mississauga St. Mike Majors that's going to win the Memorial Cup that's coming to Mississauga. So,
well,
you know what?
What's that?
I think the success that I've had is out with your people all the time.
That's great.
And looking after the administration, yes. But you got to have a good council working with you, and you got to have good staff. And it's a team approach. That's why the Rangers won.
I'm going to leave you with a jersey. But it's why you continue to win, because a good council and a good city still has to have a good leader, and you've given them one. Well, Hazel McCallion, thank you for being here. What a delight to meet you.
Thank you very much.
It is a pleasure. I personally think let's import Hazel to the United States. She will be my candidate for president for next time. I think, hands down.